Hello and welcome to this interactive tutorial about doing business with Thailand. Thank you for choosing Go Culture Consultants. This video will provide you with a detailed overview of the Canadian and Thai culture, an exact comparison of what to bear in mind when doing business with this culture, and an applicable advice of reconciliation in order to successfully find a common ground of both cultural views in business decisions. You, GSF Pharma, specialized in contraceptives and fertility treatment, hired us in the occasion of an acquisition of a business in Thailand you are currently considering. We will focus on some of Trumpreneur's dimensions in order to explain the local behavior and the do's and don'ts to you in an understandable and vivid way. We will outline especially how negotiation processes, interpersonal contact, and business meetings are seen and mastered in both your own and the Thai culture in order to ensure you a flawless and effective acquisition of the company. First of all, we would like to make you more aware of how you, being a Canadian, behave in your own culture and to ensure you more awareness of your own approaches. Then we will move on to the Thai culture and explain their point of view. We would like to let you see that there is a profound explanation of every way a society approaches a topic. With this tutorial, we are aiming at showing you that intercultural differences can be strengths, not weaknesses. Fertility treatment in Canada is a gray zone. Fertility clinics are legal, however, it is illegal to privately undergo the procedure of donating eggs or sperms. In Thailand, fertility treatment is legally allowed. Fertility tourism is a new trend, meaning people from abroad coming to Thailand to undergo the procedures there. Contraceptives are free and the procedure of fertility treatment is cheap compared to Canada. Starting with the analysis of the Canadian and Thai culture, we would like to introduce 3 of 7 dimensions developed by von Strompener.
The first dimension of Trompener that we will discuss is universalism versus particularism. This dimension defines how we judge other people's behavior. In universalist cultures, rules organize everything and have to be obeyed in every situation. In particularist cultures, relationships are more important than rules and the law of heart and friendship applies. Canada is a universalist culture, while Thailand is a particularistic culture. An example would be, you are speeding in a car with your friend. He gets caught and you are interrogated by the police. You have the chance to help your friend stay out of jail by denying that he speeded, or you could put him in jail by telling the truth. In the universalistic Canada, you would tell the truth and therefore risk your friend being in jail, while in Thailand you would lie and disobey the law in order to help your friend. The second dimension is individualism versus communitarianism. This dimension defines if a society is focused on the individual or on the group. In an individualistic culture, the individual is more important than the group, while in a communitarian culture, the group is more important than the individual. Canada is an individualistic culture, while Thailand is a communitarian culture. An example would be, a Canadian individualist will introduce himself by mentioning his name, maybe age and job, while a Thai communitarianist will introduce himself by the role he inhabits in a society, for example, being a brother or an employee of a firm. The last dimension that we will discuss is neutrality versus affectivity. This dimension defines how society copes with emotions. In a neutral culture, people keep their feelings to themselves and try not to show them in public, while in an affective culture, emotions are publicly displayed. Canada and Thailand are both more neutral than affective cultures. However, Canada is a little more neutral than Thailand. An example would be that your boss just offered you a promotion. In an affective culture, people will probably scream for enthusiasm, tell everyone, and show their pride and happiness. However, in Thailand and Canada, the employee will probably calmly walk out of the office and keep the pride and happiness to himself. In a meeting, they would not shout or show anger. They both would stay calm and professional and suppressing their anger. To successfully do business with Thailand, we will provide you with certain do's and don'ts in both countries.
Some do's and don'ts for Canada regarding interpersonal contact, nonverbal communication, and the negotiation process. You should always greet with a firm handshake and keep direct eye contact and give a slight smile. Address each other by surname and, if there is, a title. Exchange business cards, which you can quickly look at. This will give the associate the impression that you're trustworthy and respectful. Small talk is also polite. Keep in mind to not mix work and private life and be aware of your tone of voice. It is your tool to show professionality. Nonverbal expressions are only used when wanting to emphasize something, and keep an arm's length distance since this respects one's private space. Present clear facts and figures. Canadians think of time as money, therefore give constructive feedback, be professional and rational. Always wear a professional suit in a business meeting. Don't bring a gift to a business meeting, it's easily being seen as corruptive. Don't give direct criticism since it's perceived as rude. Don't shout or speak too loud, and don't be excessive in your use of nonverbal expressions. And don't grip hands in a sloppy way when shaking hands. And some do's and don'ts for Thailand. Greet with the Y, which is both hands raised, palms joined with fingers pointing above, and bow, the younger person always first. Exchange business cards with the right hand and view them quickly. Remain standing until you are told where to be seated. This is being seen as respectful. As in Canada, keep arm's length distance and eye contact. You need several meetings to establish a good relationship. Translate business-related documents in Thai. Be aware of the hierarchical structure, respect of elders, and strict rules. In business meetings, men always wear a dark suit and tie, women a suit or dress covering shoulders and upper part of legs. Don't use your left hand or point at someone with the index. Don't rush business meetings, and don't address the junior businessman in the room first. Don't pass things over someone's head, and don't show too much emotions. We've presented you your Canadian and the Thai culture, and now would like to show you the best way to combine them both. This we do with reconciliation. Reconciliation is the process of finding a common ground between two different cultures. It is inevitable that both parties are aware of their own cultural norms and values, but do also recognize and respect the other's cultural perspectives. Reconciliation is not a compromise, but a unification of both cultures' best practices. Being ethically unbiased, assertive, and enthusiastically engaged are the key mentalities to inhabit in pursuance of establishing a new foundation for the successful intercultural cooperation. So here is our advice for you. When the meeting takes place in Canada, you should greet each other with a handshake, whereas when being in Thailand, you greet with the Y. When exchanging business cards, always take it with your right hand. Both parties value a formal dress code, arm's length distance, and direct eye contact, so keep it that way. In Thailand, elder people are hierarchically higher than younger people who might not be taken seriously. Therefore, Canadians and Thai should bring both a senior and a junior business partner to offer the same options to everyone.
Here are some further steps to take in order to successfully reconcile. First, organize the first informal meeting in a Thai way, where you get to know each other better. Organize the second formal meeting in a Canadian way, where you present business-related issues. Organize a third formal meeting and discuss together what you appreciated about the other's cultural approach, and develop a new business plan together with both parties are then satisfied. You might build up cooperations between your Canadian and the Thai employees, so consider providing intercultural training, where everyone will have the possibility to learn about both cultures' ways of doing business, especially in the industry of contraceptives and fertility treatment. Taking the theoretical mindset towards fertility treatment and plans on doing business from the Canadians, from you, while using the practical knowledge and experience and the equipment of the Thai, you will in the end have the strength of both cultures combined, vision and mission of the Canadians, you, and experience and practical applicability of the Thai. You will then put them together to a whole new, even more successful business strategy. Enjoy the time in Canada, and thank you for choosing Go Cultural Consultants.